Hello everyone, welcome back to Physics online CET classes for class 12 students. Today I am going to solve multiple choice questions on the chapter Current Electricity. From this chapter you will get 2 to 3 questions in your competitive examination. As you have studied in detail in your regular theory classes about this chapter, so today directly I am going to solve multiple choice questions on the chapter Current Electricity. Now let us start the class. Current Electricity. So let us solve objective questions. So now the question is based on electric current. The first question is, in an hydrogen atom, an electron moves in an orbit of radius 5 into 10 raised to minus 11 meter with a speed of 2.2 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. If charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, then the equivalent current is. You can observe here they had given hydrogen atom, an electron moving in an orbit having radius is given and the speed of that electron is given, charge of the electron is given. Now we have to find equivalent current. So you can observe the options they had given here, 4 options. So when it comes to solution, we have this equation I equal to EV divided by 2 pi R, or I will explain in detail here. We know the expression for current I equal to dq divided by dt. This is the expression, rate of change of electric charge, that gives electric current. And also we know the equation for velocity. What is velocity? Rate of change of displacement. So generally we can write ds divided by dt. So that is rate of change of velocity. Or if I want only time taken, so t equal to, we can write simply it as displacement divided by velocity. We can utilize this equation here. So in place of electric current equation, what is the equation? I equal to dq divided by dt. So I equal to dq keep as it is. In place of time, we can write displacement divided by velocity. Right? Or it can also be written as velocity we can take to numerator. So the equation becomes dq into v divided by s. I equal to dq, charge of the electron, means generally we can write it as E, into its velocity is v, divided by displacement. Displacement of the electron means what here? Electron is revolving, right? Means it is moving in an orbit of radius. It is moving in a circular path. So displacement is equal to what? Circumference of the circle. So in place of s, we can write 2 pi r. So this equation here it is given. I equal to EV divided by 2 pi r. So then directly you can substitute all the values. You will get the answer. Charge of the electron 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb into velocity, speed is given 2.2 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second divided by 2 into pi value is 22 by 7 into radius is given 5 into 10 raised to minus 11 meter. So you just calculate all these values. So the answer is 1.12 into 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. Or you can move the points here. So the final result we can get is 1.12 in terms of milliampere we can write. Milli means 10 raised to minus 3. So the final answer is option 4, that is 1.12 milliampere. Here you should remember this direct equation. I equal to EV divided by 2 pi r. So this modify equation you have to remember, that is also depending on givens in this problem. So here velocity is given, radius is given. So we have to modify the equation, that is I equal to EV divided by 2 pi r. So the final answer is 1.12 milliampere. Go to the second question. Yes, the second question is, two wires of same material but of different diameters. They had given two wires of which is made of same material having different diameters, means thickness of the both wire is different, but they both the wires carrying the same current I. If ratio of their diameters is 2:1, then the corresponding ratio of their mean drift velocities will be. Two wires they had given, both are made of same material, both carrying the same current but having different thickness means diameter. So one is very thicker means 2:1. First wire is having diameter 2 and the second wire is having diameter 1. Then their corresponding ratio of their mean drift velocity will be. So we have to find the drift velocity which is denoted by Vd. About that you already studied in your regular theory classes, you can remember. They had given 4 options. Come to the solution. Yes, drift velocity is given by the equation Vd equal to I divided by NAE. So if you have any confusion, you can remember this equation I equal to NEAVD. This equation we already derived in our regular classes. Or it can be written as Vd equal to I divided by NAE. Right. So now you can observe here Vd is equal to I divided by NAE. What it indicates? Vd is inversely proportional to area. According to the above equation, this is inversely proportional to area. Vd is inversely proportional to area. Area means it is equal to pi r square. Right, because we can consider area means it is equivalent to thickness of the wire. Thickness of the wire, when we consider it is equal to area of circle, so we can write pi r square, or pi is constant, so we can write Vd is inversely proportional to square of radius. So this equation you have to remember to find drift velocities. So drift velocity is inversely proportional to square of radius of given wire. Right, now easily you can calculate. Now here we can consider their ratios. Yes, their ratios means Vd1 divided by Vd2 for first wire and for second wire, or then we can consider Vd1 divided by Vd2 equal to R2 square divided by R1 square, because according to this equation you can observe Vd1 is inversely proportional to R1 square. Vd2 is inversely proportional to R2 square. So their ratio means Vd1 divided by Vd2 is equal to 1 by R1 square. This is for Vd1 into R2 square divided by 1. Or we got this equation Vd1 divided by Vd2 equal to R2 square divided by R1 square. Now directly you can substitute their values. Yes, R2 square divided by R1 square, substitute the given value. So 1 square divided by 2 square. So we got the answer 1:4. So 1:4 means option 4 is the right answer. Come to the third question. Yes, the third question is straight conductor of uniform cross section carries a current I. If S is specific charge of electron, the momentum of all the free electron per unit length of the conductor due to their drift velocity only is. They had given one straight conductor. That conductor is having uniform cross-sectional area and this conductor is carrying a current I. They had given specific charge of the electron. So what is a specific charge of the electron? Specific charge of the electron means which is equal to charge of the electron per unit mass. What is the specific charge of the electron? Charge per unit mass, E divided by M. S equal to E by M. This is a specific charge. Then the momentum of all the free electron per unit length. What do you mean by momentum? So linear momentum P equal to M into V, that gives mass into velocity per unit length means mass into velocity divided by L. Remember, linear momentum is denoted by P. General equation is M into V, but they had given momentum of all free electron per unit length means mv divided by L due to their drift velocity. This value we have to calculate. Is it clear? So now you can observe the solution. They had given 4 options. Come to the solution. Yes, they had given drift velocity. What is a drift velocity equation? We already know this equation. Vd equal to I divided by NAE. You can remember I equal to NEA into Vd. This equation we can utilize here. We got Vd equal to I by NAE. So what is N? N means what here? Small n indicates number of charge per unit volume. That gives small n. What is small n? Number of charges per unit volume. That small n indicates. Then specific charge is represented by S. S equal to what? E divided by M. So what it indicates? Number of, here this is charge of electron per unit mass. That is called specific charge. So these points we are using to find momentum of all the free electron per unit length. Yes, how this equation we got? Drift velocity Vd equal to I divided by number of charges per unit volume. It means we can write number of charges. Let us consider 1 divided by per unit volume means we can write V. 1 divided by V into area. Area keep as it is. Then in place of E, charge of the electron they had given E. So now multiply and divided by M. Here multiply and divided by M. So now this equation can be written as Vd. You can observe here. Again I am going to simplify in an easy manner. Drift velocity equal to what is the equation? I divided by NAE. So I keep as it is. So what is N? Number of charges per unit volume means 1 by V into area keep as it is, multiply and divided by M to the E value here. So or we can write here this equation as I keep as it is. This V we can take to numerator I into V divided by A keep as it is. What is E by M? E by M is a specific charge, yes, into M keep as it is. Right? So this M we can take to LHS side. So the equation becomes Vd into M is equal to I into V divided by A into S. Is it clear? So I into V divided by A into S. I keep as it is. In place of volume we can write area into length divided by A into S. A will get cancelled. So the final equation is IL divided by S. On LHS side Vd by M. So this is the equation they had given here. Vd M equal to IAL divided by AS. A will get cancelled. So Vd M divided by L. So this L is taken to LHS side. It will go to denominator. So Vd into M divided by L equal to I divided by S. Right? So now you can observe what we want, momentum per unit length. You can observe this LHS side. So what is momentum? Mass into velocity per unit length. Here we got Vdm divided by L. This is equal to what? Mass into velocity per unit length. Momentum per unit length. How much is the answer? I divided by S. So this is our final answer. Option 3 is the correct answer. Come to the fourth question. What is the fourth question? A conducting wire having 10 raised to 29 free electron per meter cube carries a current of 20 ampere. If cross-section of wire is 1 millimeter square, then drift velocity of electron will be of the order. So here we have to find drift velocity. Drift velocity means again we can go for the equation Vd equal to I divided by NAE. Substitute all the values. This is the direct question. You will get the answer. So these are the given options. Yes, 4 options they had given. Come to the solution. First point, drift velocity equation. I divided by NAE. So here, what are the given values? What is the value of I? You can observe in the givens. So here, number of electrons in the conductor is 10 raised to 29. Then current is 20 amp. area is given 1 millimeter square. So we have to find drift velocity, right? So everything is given. I value is 20 ampere divided by 10 raised to 29 number of free electron per unit volume into so here area is given. So 1 millimeter square. So 10 raised to minus 3 square. This is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 square, means 10 raised to minus 6 we got, into charge of the electron 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So by calculating all this value we got the answer 2 divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 3. But here the question is, it is of the order. It is of the order how much? 10 raised to minus 3 meter per second. So option 2 is the right answer. Yes. Now the questions are based on Ohm's law and combination of resistance. As you have studied about Ohm's law in your theory regular classes, you can remember the equation. V is directly proportional to I. Potential difference across the ends of the conductor is directly proportional to electric current in the conductor when all the physical conditions remain constant. Temperature and other physical conditions remain constant. V is directly proportional to I, or it can be written as V equal to IR. R is a proportionality constant and which is called as resistance. Resistance is the opposition offered by conductor to the flow of current and its SI unit is ohm. And based on this concept, let us solve some objective type questions. Fifth question is, two wires made of same material have their electrical resistance in the ratio 1:4. If their lengths are in the ratio of 1:2, the ratio of their masses is. So they had given two wires, both are made of same material and having electrical resistances in the ratio. The first wire is 1 ohm, the second wire is 4 ohm and their length are in the ratio 1:2. Their masses ratio is. Right, come to the options here. They had given 4 options. Let us observe the solution. Yes, you can observe this equation. We know that, see here, resistance is directly proportional to length of the wire and inversely proportional to area. This equation we already studied, or it can be written as R is equal to, instead of proportionality constant, instead of proportionality sign we can use a proportionality constant delta L divided by A. So this delta we can call it as resistivity, right? Or this equation can also be written as R equal to delta L divided by A capacities, right? Multiply and divided by L. What is the answer here? R equal to, we can get delta L into L is L square divided by A into L. Or we can write here this equation as delta L square divided by A into L. Area into length is volume. So that equation they had given here. R equal to delta L square divided by V. V is not velocity. V is equal to volume. So here, in place of volume, what they had written? What is density? Density is mass per unit volume. So V equal to M divided by D. Substitute here. Delta L square divided by M divided by D. So M we can take to numerator, delta D L square divided by M. This equation they had given. Delta D L square divided by M. So delta is proportionality constant which is called as resistivity, and D is what here? This is density. It is also constant. Leave it. So variables are only here length and we want mass value. So here this equation becomes R is directly proportional to L square and inversely proportional to mass. This equation we can utilize to find the ratio of their masses. Is it clear? Yes. Now you can observe R is directly proportional to L square divided by M. Or this equation can also be written as, how they wrote this equation? So M is taken to LHS side and R is taken to RHS side. So the equation becomes M is directly proportional to L square divided by R. So we want ratio. So this equation can also be written as M1 divided by M2 equal to L1 square divided by L2 square into R2 divided by R1. Is it clear? Now substitute their value. Their ratios of their length is how much? 1:2 means 1 divided by 2. Then what they had given, resistance ratio is given 1:4. So here we have to write 4 divided by 1. So here this equation can be written as 1 divided by 2 square is 4 into 4 divided by 1. 4 will get cancelled. So 1:1 is the final answer. So option A or option, the first option is the right answer. Come to the sixth question. A wire of resistance 16 ohm is drawn through a die so that its length increases by 25%. Then its resistance is. Yes, they had given one wire. That wire is already having resistance. You can observe if this is a wire. This wire resistance is how much? 16 ohm. And it is drawn through a die. So here let us consider a one die here. So that its length again increases. So when its length increases by 25%, then its final resistance is. This is the question. Right, come to the 4 options. They had given 25 ohm, 20 ohm, 50 ohm and 8 ohm. Right, so solution, they had given resistance is directly proportional to length. Right, so they had given the solution. You can observe carefully here. I am going to solve once again here. Resistance is directly proportional to length. This equation we already studied. It can also be written as for 2 wires, or for change in the resistance we can write R1 by R2 is equal to L1 divided by L2. So what is the value of R1? R1 is given, initial value is how much? 16 ohm divided by R2, keep as it is, L1 divided by L2. Or it can also be written as 16 divided by R2 is equal to L1 divided by what is L2. So when it is drawn through a die, 25% of its length increases. 25% of its length increases means what to write in place of L2. So L2 means what here? You can observe. L2 is equal to, original length is L1 plus increase in the length. How much length increases? 25% of L1 it increases. This is the value of L2, right? Or it can also be written as L2 equal to L1 plus 25% can be written as 25 by 100 into L1. Take LCM. So you will get the answer 125 L1 divided by 100 or 5 by 4 L1. So what to write in place of L2? So in place of L2 directly I can write 5 by 4 into L1. So L1 will get cancelled. So 5 by 4 can be written as 4 by 5 here. Then easily you will get the R2 value. So R2 is equal to 16. We can take to RHS side. Or you can take R2 on RHS side, remaining terms on LHS side. 16 into 5 divided by 4. So 4 1s are 4, 4 4s are 16, which is equal to 20 ohm. This is the final answer. So when it is drawn through a die, its length increases by 25%, so that its resistance also increases from 16 ohm to 20 ohm. So the right answer is 20 ohm. Second option is the right answer. Come to the 7th question. Yes, 6 conductors each of resistance R are connected to form a hexagon. The resistance between the corners of any side is. Totally they had given 6 resistances, 6 conductors. Each conductor is having resistance R and it forms a hexagon. Now we have to find resistance between the corners of any side. Options they had given here, 4 options. Come to the solution. See here, totally there are 6 conductors. Observe here, this is the first conductor having resistance R. Let us consider this is the second resistor having resistance R. Then this is the third resistor having conductor having resistor R. Similarly, we have to draw totally 6 conductors like this. Right. So how many resistors I had drawn here? 6 conductors of each resistance R. Let us point them as this is point A and this is point B. And similarly this is C, we can take it as D, and this is E and this is F. So let us consider some points to make it easy. Okay. 6 resistors are connected in the form of hexagon. So now I had shown that situation in the diagram. C to D, D to E, E to F, F to B. So the corners are A and B here. Is it clear? Right. AC, CD, DE, EF, FB. Means totally how many resistors are there here? 5 resistors. So R plus R plus R plus R plus R is equal to how much? 5R. Because they are connected in series. So now these all 5R resistances are connected parallel to this branch AB. So all these AC, CD, EF and FB, all these resistors are connected in series and they all are connected parallel to AB. So we can write, when it is connected to AB in parallel means we have this equation 1 by R effective is equal to, so how we can write here? So 1 by 5R plus, remaining is how much? Only 1R divided plus 1 divided by R. So all they are connected in series, we got answer 5R, right? So that means we have the parallel combination formula Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So this is R2. From A to complete B, this is equal to R1. R1 and this is R2. R1 value how much we got? 5R. R2 value is how much? R. So I had substituted here. Take LCM. So we can write here R plus 5R divided by 5R square. Or we can write here it as 5R plus R is 6R divided by 5R square. 1 R will get cancelled. 6 divided by 5R. I want R effective. So reciprocal 5R divided by 6. So 5R divided by 6 means option 4 is the right answer. So we have resistance between the corners of any side. The corners means which are the 2 corners here? A as well as B. These are the corners of any 2 sides. Come to the next question. Yes. A wire of resistance 18 ohm is bent to form an equilateral triangle. The resistance across any 2 vertices of the triangle is, yes, a wire of resistance 18 ohm. 18 ohm they had given here and it is bent to form an equilateral triangle. It forms in the equilateral triangle. The resistance across any 2 vertices of the triangle is, yes, directly they had given the solution, but you have to draw the diagram to understand in a very easy way. Equilateral triangle means I can consider one resistor here, another resistor here and one more resistor here, right? So A, B and C. This is equilateral triangle. The wire is bent in the form of equilateral triangle. So let us consider having resistances R, R and R. Is it clear? So what is the value of each resistor? Total resistor is how much? 18 ohm they had given. See here, All these three resistors are connected in series. So 3R is equal to 18 ohm. R equal to 18 by 3 means each resistor value is how much? 6 ohm. So each resistor value is 6 ohm. It is given. Yes, so similar to the previous problem, you can observe from B to A, from A to C. Any two resistances you can consider because each resistor is the same. Is clear? So now this is connected in series. R plus R is how much? R plus R is equal to 2R. This is one combination which is connected in series. Right? Then which is connected in series here? BA, AC is connected in series. BA and AC is connected to AB. BA, AC both are connected in parallel to which combination? BC combination. This is in parallel. So how to write the equation like a previous problem? For parallel combination, we know the formula RP equal to, general formula is what? R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So R1 means what? First combination BA to AC is connected in series. R plus R means what? 2R. Into R2 means what here? R2 means this combination B to C combination having resistor R divided by 2R plus R. Right? So now you can easily solve parallel combination here. 2R into R means you can substitute their value. So here 2R into R divided by 2R plus R is 3R. So 1 R will get cancelled. 2 into R value is 6 divided by 3. So 12 by 3. So we got the answer 4 ohm. So the final answer is 4 ohm. Remember B to A, any two combination first you have to consider they are connected in series. Right? R plus R, we got series combination. R plus R is 2R. Then this combination is connected parallel to point B and C. Parallel combination means we can use this equation. So the final answer is 4 ohm. Come to the next question, ninth question. 4 identical wires, each having resistance R, connected as shown in the figure. Equivalent resistance between A and B is 4 identical wires having resistance R. So each resistance value is equal to R as shown in the figure. We have to find equivalent resistance between A and B. Yes, they had given 4 options. Yes, what is the solution? You can observe. It is very easy. You can observe 4 resistances, how they are connected. Each resistance value is how much? R, and this is also R, and this is also R. Is it clear? So R and this second resistor both are connected in series, and then it is completely it is connected in series. So what is the final answer? R plus R plus R plus R. From A to B, what is the final answer? 4R. So 4R means which is the right option. So third one is the right option. Come to the 10th question. Equivalent resistance between A and B in the given circuit is. Yes, they had given one circuit diagram. We have to find equivalent resistance between A and B. Yes. So now it is very easy. You can observe first. You can go through the options. They had given 4 options. Yes. Come to the solution. Yes. See here. Only you can observe the first part. Let us consider P, Q, R, S. Only you can consider first part because remaining parts are same. 4 parts are there here. So first network you can observe 4 networks they had given. First network you can observe the first resistance value is 4 ohm. Then it is connected in series with 2 ohm resistor. Here in the second network again it is 4 ohm and 2 ohm. In the third network again it is the same, and in the fourth network also it is the same. So first we can solve only the first network, and also the below resistance also you can observe. Between P and S 1 ohm, and between S and R 2 ohm. Here also 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, and here it is 4 ohm they had given. Actually it is also 2 ohm. It is misprinted. Is it clear? So first we have to solve the network 1. 4 ohm and 2 ohm resistors, how they are connected? They are connected in series, means we got the answer 6 ohm. Then below network means you can observe between RS and SP. So 1 ohm and 2 ohm, they are also connected in series. So 1 plus 2 we got 3 ohm. Is it clear? PQ, QR series, RS, SP, they are also in series combination. So now we have to find they are connected to the common point P and R. That means, so 6 ohm and 3 ohm both are connected in parallel combination. So parallel combination means how to find here? Rp equal to R1 R2, 6 into 3 divided by 6 plus 3. What is answer? 6 3s are 18, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 2s are 18 here. So the Rp value is how much? Rp equal to 2 ohm. This is the value of first network. This is first network value. Similarly, second network is again same value, third and fourth. So all are connected in series, means what is the final answer? Yes. So we go for first network is 2 ohm, second network, third network and fourth network. All are same here. So we got the final answer as 8 ohm. So in this numerical problem, in these circuit connections, you have to solve only the first network so that remaining networks are connected in parallel combination. Right? So option 2 is the right answer. Come to the 11th question. Equivalent resistance across A and B is. Again they had given one circuit diagram here. We have to find equivalent resistance between A and B. Here you can observe the diagram. This is A and this is B. Between A and B, we have to find equivalent resistance. Right? So first we have to find this part. So we have to find this part so that it is easy to find the remaining values. Right? So this diagram can also be drawn like this. You can observe. This is the first network 6 ohm. Second network is also 6 ohm. Third one is also 6 ohm resistance. They are connected like this. So this diagram I redrawn here. So they are connected in parallel combination. Parallel combination means, so easily we can find their RP value. Resistors connected in parallel combination. Here I am going to solve. So first, if you know only these values, let us consider this is R1 and this is R2. Let us find only these two values. So we have the formula R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So R1 R2, 6 into 6 is 36. 6 plus 6 is 12. So we got the answer 3. Right. So now this combination is connected in parallel with another resistor. So we can write Rp equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2, same formula. The first combination value is 3 into 6 divided by 3 plus 6. 6 3s are 18 divided by 9. So what is the answer? Rp equal to how much? 2 ohm. So the complete value of this network is how much? It is equal to 2 ohm. Now it is easy to find. Observe the solution here. They had given the diagram. 4 ohm, it is also same here. 6 ohm, keep as it is. This network we have solved. What is the answer? 2 ohm. So now you can observe all these three resistances are connected. How they are connected? These two are connected in series and these two are connected parallel with the 4 ohm resistor. So 6 plus 2 is how much? 8 ohm resistor is connected parallel with the 4 ohm resistor. We have the formula for parallel combination. R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. R1 value is 8 into 4 divided by 8 plus 4. So the final answer is 8 by 3 ohm. This is the final answer. Yes, come to the 12th question. Effective resistance between A and B in the given circuit is. Effective resistances between A and B. Right? Yes. Observe here the given options. Come to the solution. So this is again redrawn here to make it easy. So clear? So I will explain how I redrawn this diagram. So 6 ohm, this is 6 ohm resistance. How it is connected you can observe. It is connected to A as well as it is connected to B. 6 ohm resistor, it is connected to A as well as B. First I drawn here. Come to the second resistance 6 ohm. Observe here. The 6 ohm one end is connected to B. Another end is connected to A. Means I can take the second 6 ohm here between A and B. Come to the third resistance 6 ohm. Observe only the ends of the resistance. One end is where it is connected. It is connected to terminal A. Another end is connected to terminal B. So I had redrawn here. Now it is very easy to solve. So this network can be redrawn like this. So now you can observe how they are connected. They are connected in parallel. So first we have to solve only these two values if you have confusions. Or else you can go for directly the equation 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 divided by R3, which is equal to, how to write here? 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6. So after solving this equation, you will get the answer as 2 ohm. So 2 ohm means option 3 is the right answer. Come to the 13th question. If resistance are in ohm, the current drawn from the battery is. If resistance, they had given some resistance and their unit is in ohm, current drawn from the battery. So we have to find the value of I here. They had given again 4 options. Come to the solution. So here they are going to use the equation for electric current I equal to V divided by R. Yes, observe here. So let us consider some points here. A, B, C, this is D, this is E and this is F. Right, this is the given circuit diagram. Here first I am going to consider, observe the diagram carefully, B, C and D. Between B, C, D, how the resistors are connected? Between B, C and D, the resistors are connected in series. Is it clear? So when resistors are connected in series, we can consider 8 ohm, this 8 ohm and this 8 ohm. When they are connected in series, what is the answer? So resistors are connected in series, we can get 8 plus 8 plus 8 is how much? 24 ohm. So from B to this part, this complete part is equal to how much? 24 ohm. Is it clear? They are connected in series. This 24 ohm is connected parallel to 8 ohm. So only this network I am going to solve. So 24 Rp value. So you can consider Rp equal to R1 into R2. 24 into 8 divided by 24 plus 8. Solve this equation, we will get the answer 6 ohm. Right? Now I am going to redraw this diagram. This is battery 6 volt. 6 ohm is connected. Right? Okay, so I have solved this value. We got only one resistor, that is how much? 6 ohm resistor. This is also 6 ohm. This is the network. So they are connected in series. So now we can write 6 plus 6 is equal to how much? 12 ohm. Right? Now I want the current drawn from the battery. We have the equation I equal to V divided by R. So V value is given in the diagram 6 volt divided by, after solving this all the resistance value, so we got resistance, effective resistance is 12. So 12 ohm, 6 1s are 6 2s are 12, 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5 ampere. 0.5 ampere means the second option is the right answer. Come to the 14th question. In the circuit, R1 and R2 values are given. R1 is 400 ohm, R2 is 200 ohm. Then the resistance of the voltmeter is also having certain resistance. It is also given how much? R equal to 10,000 ohm, then voltmeter reading is, this is the diagram. R1 is given, this is 400 ohm, R2 is equal to 200 ohm. So this voltmeter is also having certain resistance, let us consider 10,000 ohm. So we have to find voltage or voltmeter reading. So these are the given options. Come to the solution. Yes. So here R1 is given, right? R1 is how much? 400 ohm. How to find R2 value? You can observe only this part. R2 and this voltmeter resistance are both are connected in parallel. First we have to solve that one. So I have solved here. R2 is equal to 200 into 10,000 divided by 200 plus 10,000, because we know the formula Rp equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Substitute the value. We got R2 equal to how much? 196.07. R1 value is 400 and R2 value is 196.07 ohm. But we know the relation V1 is to V2 equal to R1 is to R2, because we know the Ohm's law equation V equal to IR. So V is directly equivalent to resistance. So it can be written as V1 is to V2 equal to R1 is to R2. So V1 is to V2 equal to R1 value is 400, R2 value is 196.07, or simply round off the value 196, right? Or this equation can also be written as V1 by V2 equal to R1 divided by R2. Is it clear? So, or we can write this equation as, I want final voltage or the voltmeter reading here. I am going to rewrite this equation as V2 by V1 equal to R2 divided by R1. V2 equal to what? R2 into V1 divided by R1. So this formula I am going to use here. R2 value is given, V1 value here it is given in the diagram 6 volt, right? And R1 value is also given. Substitute all the values here. After substituting all the values, 6 is V1 value, 196 ohm is R2 value, 400 is R1 value. So the final answer we got nearly 3 volt. 3 volt is our answer, but here the options you can observe less than 2, greater than 2 means we go for greater than 2 volt. So option 3 is the right answer. Come to the 15th question. A battery of EMF 12 volt is connected to an external resistance of 20 ohm. It is found to have potential difference 10 volt. Internal resistance of the battery is S. See here, they had given EMF of the battery 12 volt, which is connected to external resistance, that is 20 ohm. It is found to have potential difference 10 volt. We have to find internal resistance of the battery. Yes. Observe here. We go for the given in the problems. EMF of the battery E equal to 12 volt. Connected to external resistance R equal to 20 ohm. It is found to have potential difference V equal to 10 volt. Internal resistance is denoted by small r, that we have to find here. Is it clear? So now here I can use the formula. We already know that V is given 10 volt. This can also be written as V equal to IR, right? So IR is given how much? 10 volt. Is it clear? Or it can also be written as I equal to 10 divided by R. So 10 divided by R value is given 20. So 10 by 20 is equal to how much? 0.5 ampere. This is what I value. So now we go for the equation I equal to or we can use E equal to I into R plus R. This is very easy to understand this equation rather than this one. E equal to I into R plus R. What is the value of E? E is given 12 volt. Current we got 0.5. Resistance 20. Internal resistance small r, capacities. So 12 equal to 0.5 into 20 is how much? 10. plus 0.5 into R capacities. So 12 minus 10 is equal to 0.5 R. 12 minus 10 is 2. 2 equal to 0.5 into R. R equal to 2 by 0.5, which is equal to 4 ohm. Right? You can observe the solution here. Yes, R equal to 4 ohm. If you know this equation, use this equation, or it is already you have studied in your theory classes, you can utilize this equation. You will get the final answer as 4 ohm. So fourth option is the right answer. Let's come to the 16th question. When a resistor of 2 ohm is connected across the terminals of a battery, current of 2 ampere is found to flow. When a second resistor of 8 ohm is connected in series with the first, the current is reduced to 1 ampere. The EMF and internal resistance of the battery is. Yes, they had given all the values. We have to find EMF and internal resistance of the battery. So first we go for the givens here. They had given resistance is given how much here? I am going to write here. Resistance is 2 ohm. So then current is 2 ampere. This is about the first resistor. So let us take it as R1 and I1. Second resistor they had given 8 ohm is connected in series with the first. Is connected in series with the first, then the current is reduced to 1 ampere. Then we have to find EMF and internal resistance, right? Okay, so now you can observe the equation I equal to E divided by R plus R. That equation we can utilize here. I equal to E divided by R plus R. This is general equation we already studied. For the first resistor, we can write I1 equal to E divided by R1 plus R. This is first equation. Second equation, I2 equal to E divided by R plus R. So R2 plus R we can write here. Substitute their value. I1 is given how much? 2 ampere. E capacities. R1 plus R, that is 2 plus R. Let us take it as equation 1. In the second equation, again substitute their value. I2 is given 1 ampere. E capacities. R2, what is the value of R2? R2 is how much here? 8 ohm, which is connected in series with the first. You should remember very carefully here. Don't write only 8 ohm here. This is connected in series with the first, means total resistor becomes how much? 10 ohm plus R. Let us take it as equation 2. Now solving these two equations, we will get the final answer. So those equations they had given. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Equation 1 divided by equation 2. 2 divided by 1 is equal to. E and E will get cancelled. So 10 plus R divided by 2 plus R. So 10 plus R divided by 2 plus R means, so solve here. Multiply, cross multiply. 2 into 2, 4 plus 2R is equal to 10 plus R. Or the final answer we can get here is R equal to 6 ohm. So 2R minus R is R. 4 minus 10 is 6. So answer is 6 ohm. This is internal resistance. Now we have to find EMF of the battery. We can consider any one equation here from equation 1. From equation 1 we can write here 2 equal to E divided by 2 plus R. Substitute the value. 2 equal to E divided by 2 plus 6. So here we can write E divided by 8. Cross multiply. E equal to 16 volt. 16 volt and 6 ohm means which is the right answer here? So option 3 is the right answer. Come to the 17th question. When a battery of internal resistance 0.5 ohm is connected to a thick copper slab of current 12 ampere passing through it, the EMF of the cell is. So if you want, you can go through the proper givens here. Then it is easy to solve the question. Internal resistance is given and current is given. So we have to find EMF. These are the given option. Come to the solution. So they are going to use E equal to IR equation. So this is very easiest question. V equal to IR according to Ohm's law. Or we can write here this equation as E equal to IR. Both are same here. Substitute their value. Right, V equal to IR. When it comes to EMF of the battery, we have to consider E equal to IR. Substitute the value, R is given and current value is also given. So multiply here, the final answer is 6 volt. Okay, so the first option is the right answer. Come to the next question, 18th question. A cell of internal resistance 0.5 ohm, EMF 2 volt is connected to a resistance 9.5 ohm. Potential difference across the cell is. They had given 4 options. Come to the solution. See here, first I go through the givens. What are the givens here? Internal resistance is given 0.5 ohm. EMF of the battery is also given. What is the EMF of the battery? E equal to 2 volt. Then resistance value is given 9.5 ohm. We have to find potential difference across the cell V. We have to find here. So we already know the equation. Remember this equation, I equal to E divided by R plus R. Substitute the value 2 divided by 9.5 plus 0.5. So 2 by 10, it is equal to 0.5 ampere. This is current value. What is the value of I? 0.5 ampere. Is it clear? So now we have this equation, V equal to IR. V equal to I value is 0.5 into R value is 9.5. 0.5 into 9.5. Sorry, this is 0.2. I value is 0.2 here. 2 by 10 means 1 by 5. 0.2 into 9.5. We got the final answer 1.9 volt. Is it clear? Or else you can go through the given another solution. So V equal to, we can write that equation as E minus IR. So E value is given, I value we can calculate using the above formula. Substitute here. So we will get final answer as 1.9 volt. So second option is the right answer. Come to the 19th question. Yes. A cell of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 0.5 ohm is charged with the current 3 ampere. During charging, the terminal potential difference of the cell is. Yes. Again, they had given 4 options. Come to the solution. First, go to the givens here. EMF of the cell is given E equal to how much? 2 volt. Internal resistance is 0.5 ohm. Then current is 3 ampere. We have to find terminal voltage, terminal potential difference across the cell. These are the givens. We know the formula, that is E equal to I into R plus R. This equation, which is equal to V equal to IR. So V equal to IR can also be written as E equal to I into R plus R. E equal to, this equation can also be written as IR plus I into small r. V E equal to, what is IR? IR means V plus IR, or V equal to E minus IR. So this equation they had given directly here. So V equal to E minus IR, substitute the value. EMF of the cell is 2 minus current is how much? 3 ampere into internal resistance 0.5. Substitute the value. We will get the answer V equal to 0.5 volt. 0.5 volt means here second option is the right answer. Come to the 20th question. If the external resistance is equal to internal resistance of a cell of EMF E, the potential difference across its terminal is. External resistance is equal to internal resistance. It means capital R is equal to small r. Yes, they had given 4 options. Come to the solution. This is already given in the problem. Internal resistance and external resistance both are equal. Then we have to find a potential difference, right? So we can use this equation V equal to IR according to Ohm's law. And also we know this equation I equal to E divided by R plus R. So substitute their value. In place of I, we can write E divided by R plus R here. So we got the final answer as E by 2. Here I am going to solve again. R is equal to R, it is given. Ohm's law is V equal to IR. V equal to, what is I? I means E divided by R plus R into R. V equal to, see here, V equal to E divided by R plus internal resistance R equal to what? Capital R. So here also I am going to write capital R into R. E divided by 2R into R. 1 R will get cancelled. So the final answer is E by 2. So the first option is the right answer. Come to the next question, 21st question. Yes. The question is, two cells of EMF 2 volt and 6 volt. Totally there are two cells, 2 volt and 6 volt, having internal resistance 0.25 ohm and 1 ohm connected in parallel. Then the terminal voltage is, yes. Come to the solution. Directly we have the equation. Cells are connected in parallel. We already derived this equation, E1 R2 plus E2 R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Direct equation substitute here. Cells are connected in parallel combination. You already derived this equation. Direct substitution, all the values. E1 is how much? 2 volt into R2 is 1 ohm plus E2 is 6 volt into R1 is 0.25 ohm divided by 0.25 plus 1 is 1.25. So the final answer we can get is 2.8 volt is the final answer. In this problem, directly you can remember the given equation, that is cells are connected in parallel. Okay, come to the 22nd question. Yes, a battery has 4 cells, all are connected in parallel, having EMF 1.5 volt. Internal resistance 0.8 ohm. The current delivered by it to a load of 2.8 ohm is. Yes, these are the given options. Come to the solution. Yes, a battery has 4 cells, each of EMF 1.5 volt. See here, first we can go to the given values. EMF is how much? 1.5 volt. Internal resistance is how much? That is 0.8 ohm. Current delivered by it to the load 2.8 ohm. Is it clear? These are the givens. What is the formula? I equal to E divided by R plus R. This formula we can use. E value is how much? 1.5 divided by R value is how much? 2.8 plus, and small r value is how much? 0.8. How many cells are connected? 4 cells. It means 4 into 1.5 and having resistance delivered to the load of 2.8 means multiplied by 4 into plus 0.8. So that only they had given directly here. So the final answer is what? 0.5 ampere. Option 3 is the right answer. Come to the 23rd question. Yes. The internal resistance of a cell of EMF 1.5 volt, if it can deliver a maximum current of 3 ampere is. Yes, come to the solution. We have the formula I equal to V divided by R. Directly substitute the values here. Yes, very easiest problem. I equal to V by R according to Ohm's law, or we can also write it as E divided by R. EMF of the cell is 1.5. R value is given how much here? Delivered maximum current 3 ampere. They had given this R, we can keep as it is. See, this is internal resistance R, which is equal to current is 3 ampere. So here we can write R equal to 1.5 divided by 3. This is not 30, this is 3. So we got the answer 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5 ohm. So first option is the right answer. Come to the next question, 24th question. A cell of EMF 6 volt and internal resistance 1 ohm is connected to a conductor of resistance 9 ohm. The current in the circuit is, they had given 4 options. Come to the solution. A cell of EMF is given 6 volt, internal resistance is 1 ohm, connected to the conductor of resistance 9 ohm, and current in the circuit is, direct equation here. So I equal to, you can utilize this equation, E divided by R plus R, right? Very easiest question, substitution directly, you will get the answer 0.6 ampere. E value is how much? 6 volt divided by 9 plus 1. 6 by 10 means 0.6 ohm. So the first option is the right answer. Yes, 25th question. 3 electric bulbs, 40 watt, 60 watt and 100 watt, have tungsten wire of the same diameter. Then the longer wire is used by, they had given 4 options. Yes, 3 electric bulbs, totally there are 3 bulbs here. First bulb is 40 watt, second bulb is 60 watt and third bulb is 100 watt, having tungsten wire of same diameter. Then the longer wire is used by, if longer wire will use 40 watt bulb or 60 watt or 100 watt, this is the question. Yes, so we already know this relation. What is the relation? So power is inversely proportional to R. This relation we already studied. Is it clear? So power is inversely proportional to resistor. But resistance is directly proportional to length. So this can be written as 1 divided by L. So we got this equation. So here the power is inversely proportional to length of the wire. So the question is, longer wire is used by, means as length increases it will use very less power bulb. So which is the right option then? 40 watt is the longer wire is used by 40 watt. Power will be less, length will be more. So 40 watt electric bulb is used by this longer wire. So option 3 is the right answer. Yes. Now the questions are based on Kirchhoff's law as well as Wheatstone's bridge. Come to the 26th question. What is the question they had given here? Find the current in the branch CD in the circuit given. Yes. Observe this diagram. Find current in the branch CD in the given diagram. So we have to find current in this part, C to D. Very easiest question here, directly you can answer. You can observe the arrow mark in this diagram. So through this part, through the branch O to A, I1 current is flowing, and here at this part the current is divided as I2 and I3. So from A to B, I2 current is moving. From A to C, I3 current is moving. Then at point B, how much current will flow here? I2 current will flow. Here also I2 current will flow. So from point C, I3 current will go down, right? So I3 means between C and D, I2 plus I3 current will flow. This is according to Kirchhoff law, right? So these are the given options. Yes, they had given the solution here. Current in AB and current in BP. AB, BP is how much? I2. Is it clear? Current in AB, current in B to P is how much? I2. Current in AP is how much? I3. Together, current in CD is how much? I2 plus I3 according to Kirchhoff's junction law. So which is the right answer? I2 plus I3. That means third option is the correct answer. Yes, come to the next question. 27th question. If R1 and R3, you can observe R1, R3, both are having value how much? 10 ohm. This is also 10 ohm. R2, simply R2 is how much? Where is R2 here? R2 is how much? 100 ohm. R4 and R5, both are same here. How much? 30 ohm it is given. The equivalent resistance between A and B, here it is A and this is B. Equivalent resistance between A and B we have to find. So these are the given options. Yes, come to the solution. Yes, you can observe step by step here. R4 and R3, how they are connected? You can observe R4 and R3, they are connected in series. What is the answer then? 30 plus 10 is how much? 40 ohm. Then second point. R1 and R5, how they are connected? R1, R5, they are also connected in series. So the answer is how much? 40 ohm. Third step. So 40 ohm and this is also 40 ohm. And R2 equal to 100. They are in parallel. So R4 and R3, they are connected in parallel. R1 and R5, they are connected in series. So 40 ohm and this 40 ohm is connected in parallel with what? 100 ohm. So now easily we can find parallel combination. 1 by RAB equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. 1 by 40 plus 1 by 40 plus 1 divided by 100. Solve this value. We will get the final answer 16.66 ohm. So 16.66 is equal to 16.7 ohm. So the first option is the right answer. Come to the 28th question. Yes. The equivalent resistance between A and B is. This is Wheatstone's network. You already studied. You can observe the equivalent resistance between A and B. We have to find. These are the given option. Come to the solution. Yes, circuit obeys Wheatstone's bridge principle. So we can use directly this equation P by Q equal to R divided by S. So P by Q equal to R by S means, remember, this is P, this is Q, this is R and this is S. P by Q 5 by 10, R by S 15 divided by 30. So here we can get the value. See here, RAB is equal to, observe here, so 5 plus 10 into 15 plus 30. That means 5 plus 10 they are connected in series combination. 15 and 30 they are also connected in series combination. These are connected in series. Is it clear? So how they are connected? They are connected to the common point A and B parallelly. Here they are connected parallel. So we can use this equation. So 5 plus 10 R1 plus R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2 formula we can use. We got this answer. So 15 into 45 divided by 60 means we got the answer 11.25 ohm. So 11.25 ohm means, so you can observe 20 ohm resistance is inactive. So here remember the 20 ohm resistor, you can observe that is resistance of the galvanometer. When the bridge is balanced, then current through the galvanometer is 0. So we considered as inactive. So third option is the right answer. So now the question is based on meter bridge. You have done experiment on meter bridge. Using meter bridge, we have determined unknown resistance of the given wire. Based on that, we have this question. 6 ohm coil is connected in the left gap. 3 ohm and 6 ohm coils are in parallel and it is connected in right gap. Then the balancing point is, remember, always left gap and the right gap. They are connected by the resistances, known and unknown resistances. So here the two coils are connected in parallel. Then we have to find balancing point. So directly we have this answer you already done in the experiment. You can remember. So this is X divided by R equal to L divided by 100 minus L. This formula we already used. What is X here? That is unknown resistance divided by R means what here? Known resistance is equal to balancing length divided by 100 minus balancing length. So now we'll substitute all the values. 6 divided by, always on the left gap unknown resistance is connected, on the right gap known resistance is connected. Left gap is 6 ohm divided by, on the right gap two coils are connected in parallel combination. So here 6 ohm and 3 ohm, they are connected in parallel combination, means Rp equal to R1 R2, 3 into 6 divided by 3 plus 6. So 6 3s are 18, 6 plus 3 is 9, we got 2, right? They had substituted here. E is equal to L divided by 100 minus L. Substituting these value, so we will get the final answer 300 minus 3L, which is equal to L. So this is the final option. So this is equivalent to 4L is equal to 300. Solve this value. So minus 3L is taken on RHS side. It becomes 4L equal to 300. So L equal to what? 300 divided by 4. So the final answer is 75 centimeter is the balancing length. So fourth option is the right answer. Yes. Come to the 30th question. The balancing point in a meter bridge is 44 centimeter. Already they had given balancing point. Resistances in the gap are interchanged. The new balance point is. Yes. Same formula here again. Unknown resistance divided by known resistance equal to L divided by 100 minus L. The formula is X by R equal to L divided by 100 minus L. Substitute all the value. X value we don't know. Keep as it is. Yes. So you can observe this formula here. XR equal to this is balancing length L divided by 100 minus L. The formula is X by R equal to L by 100 minus L. So we got 44 divided by 56. But if the resistances are interchanged, then the same equation can be written as 56 by 44 because they are exchanged here. Is it clear? So when they are exchanged means we can write unknown resistance as 56, known resistance as 44. Now cross multiply here. So here we can write 56 into 100 is 5600 minus 56 into L is equal to 44 into L. Cross multiply, we got this answer. Or we can also written as 100 L is equal to 5600. So we can take these terms here. So L equal to 56 centimeter is the final answer. So second option is the right answer.